Welcome to Maritime Pakistan, your gateway to the fascinating world of oceans and the opportunities they present to every one of us. Today's video explains the International Convention on the Control of Harmful Anti-Fouling Systems on Ships, 2001. Whenever a large surface sits in the ocean, marine life naturally tries to claim it. Algae, mollusks, and barnacles rapidly attach to submerged hulls, a biological process known as biofouling. That dense crust destroys the vessel's hydrodynamic efficiency. It creates immense physical drag, slowing down the ship and forcing its engines to burn far more fuel just to maintain normal speeds. Early sailing crews fought this by coating their hulls in lime, and later arsenic. By the 1960s, the modern chemical industry took over, developing highly effective anti-fouling paints loaded with metallic compounds. As this diagram shows, modern paints leach toxic biocides into the water, creating a microscopic, poisonous halo that kills attaching organisms. The most effective organotin, tributyltin or TBT, didn't dissipate. Particles drifted beyond the halo, settling into the seabed and the broader marine food chain. The biological effects were severe. Studies proved TBT exposure caused physical deformations in oysters and triggered biological sex changes in sea snails like whelks. The maritime industry had solved its drag and fuel efficiency problems, but the exact mechanism solving those issues was actively poisoning the ocean ecosystem. Stopping this crisis would require global intervention. Individual nations trying to ban these chemicals in their own waters couldn't solve the problem. The ocean is a shared ecosystem, and ships constantly cross borders, meaning a localized ban still left the water vulnerable to international traffic. In 2001, the International Maritime Organization stepped in to create a unified rulebook, the International Convention on the Control of Harmful Anti-Fouling Systems on Ships, or the AFS Convention. The core mechanism of this law is housed in Annex 1. It establishes an absolute, legally binding prohibition on applying or reapplying organotin compounds, like TBT, that act as biocides. And its reach is massive. It applies to any ship flying the flag of a member state, any vessel operating under their authority, and crucially, any ship that enters a member's port, shipyard, or offshore terminal. The mandate reaches across the entire maritime industry, governing cargo ships as well as massive stationary structures, like fixed platforms, floating storage units, and FPSOs. Compliance is verified physically. When vessels enter dry docks and shipyards for scheduled maintenance, port authorities conduct stringent inspections of hull coatings to ensure no prohibited chemicals are used. To prevent abuse of this power, the convention includes an economic safeguard. If an inspection unduly delays or detains a ship without cause, that vessel is legally entitled to financial compensation. By combining strict environmental limits with practical economic protections, the convention turned a fragmented crisis into a legally binding, globally enforced standard for hull safety. Paint technology continues to evolve, meaning the AFS convention cannot survive as a static document locked to the science of 2001. It was built to adapt. The agreement established a dedicated technical group made up of relevant experts. Their job is to constantly evaluate novel anti-fouling technologies and intercept emerging chemical threats. Looking at this timeline, you can see that system in action. In 2021, the Marine Environment Protection Committee adopted amendments targeting a new biocide called Cybutryne, identifying it as a severe ecological risk. They established a strict phase-out. As of January 1, 2023, the application or reapplication of any hull coating containing Cybutryne is forbidden worldwide. For ships already coated with the chemical, the rules are retroactive. Owners must either remove the toxic layer or securely seal it beneath a compliant coating during their next scheduled renewal, with an absolute maximum limit of 60 months from the final application date. It's an ongoing process of evaluation and restriction, ensuring that global maritime trade maintains the hydrodynamic efficiency it needs without treating the seabed as a chemical dumping ground. We hope that you liked today's video. Post your questions in the comments section for future